Alex never expected his life to change this way. He had signed up for the mission to the uncharted planet, a mission designed to be nothing more than a routine scouting trip for the Earth's alliance. The planet's distant location meant little, human presence and even fewer dangers. Yet the moment Alex's boots hit the ground of this alien world, everything felt wrong. The planet was eerily quiet, with a thin mist swirling around the jagged, dark rocks. The air was cold and the atmosphere was thick, making it hard to breathe. There were no sounds, no wildlife, no wind, nothing except the crunch of his boots on the dry, barren ground. His team of 5 moved cautiously, weapons drawn, scanning their surroundings. The silent tension among them grew with every step they took deeper into the alien world. Alex, the squad's leader, was used to this type of mission. The unknown, the silence. It all felt normal to him. But something in the air felt different today. Something was waiting. It was then that the first signal came through their comms, an alert of an incoming spacecraft. At first, they thought it was just a random glitch, something from their own ship, but it was too precise. The signal was unlike anything Earth had ever encountered before, and it was headed directly toward them. "Brace yourselves," Alex ordered, his voice steady, but betraying a hint of concern. The squad quickly scattered, taking cover behind the rocks. Their sensors were buzzing with information they couldn't make sense of, an energy source far beyond anything Earth's technology could generate. Then a light burst from the horizon. It wasn't a star, nor a meteor. It was a ship, enormous, and glowing with a shape unlike anything Alex had ever seen. The ship descended, almost hovering, its energy signature pulsing like a living creature. The ground beneath their feet trembled and the air began to hum with the energy of the ship's descent. Alex's heart raced as he raised his hand, signaling his team to stay back. The ship landed, and as it did, the ground cracked, sending tremors through the air. Dust rose, swirling around the ship as the light faded. From the middle of the ship, a hatch opened, revealing a figure that took Alex's breath away. She stepped out slowly, her presence overwhelming. The alien woman was impossibly tall, with glowing skin that seemed to shimmer in the dim light of the planet. Her features were sharp, regal, like a queen from a lost world. Her eyes, glowing with an intense blue light, locked onto Alex's from across the field. Alex felt the gaze like a weight on his chest, impossible to ignore. "Who are you?" he demanded, his voice hoarse from the tension. His team was on edge and they raised their weapons, unsure whether they were facing an enemy or an ally. The woman, however, did not flinch. "I am Zoraya," she said, her voice smooth and calming yet commanding. "And I have been waiting for you, human." Alex frowned, glancing at his team, unsure of how to respond. What did she mean, waiting for them? Their mission was only supposed to be a reconnaissance mission. They were not meant to encounter any alien life forms. "You've been waiting for us?" Alex asked, his voice steady, though his mind raced to process this new reality. Zoraya's lips curled into a faint smile. "I have been waiting for you," she corrected him. "I have been searching for you specifically." Before Alex could respond, there was a flash of light from her hand. The alien woman raised her arm, and with a single gesture the air seemed to shift. It was as if time itself bent for a moment. A strange, powerful force washed over Alex, and he was struck with an overwhelming sense of connection, like something deep inside him was calling out. He stumbled, trying to maintain his balance, but his legs felt weak. His squad mates were equally confused, unable to explain the strange sensation that seemed to envelop the air around them. They looked at Alex, waiting for him to take charge, but the alien woman's presence held them in place like some invisible force was commanding them to stay still. The woman's eyes never left Alex's as she took a few steps forward. "You do not need to be afraid," she said softly, though her words carried the weight of a command. "I have come to claim what is mine." The words sent a chill down Alex's spine. His mind raced, trying to process what was happening. His first thought was to reach for his weapon, but his hand froze mid-air. Something about this woman, this alien, was unlike anything he had ever encountered. There was a power in her that was palpable, almost suffocating. It was as though she controlled the very air around them. The other members of his team were still unsure of what to do, but Alex could sense their unease. He glanced at his comms, but they were dead, as if some kind of interference was blocking all communications. The alien ship had rendered their technology useless. "I do not wish to fight you," Soraya continued, stepping even closer, her every movement graceful yet undeniably powerful. "But I need you, human. You are the one I have been searching for." Alex's mind raced even faster now. He had no idea what this alien queen wanted with him, but he knew one thing. He had to get out of here. This encounter had gone from strange to dangerous in the blink of an eye. "Why me?" Alex finally managed to ask, his voice quieter now, filled with uncertainty. "What do you want with a human?" Soraya's gaze softened for the briefest of moments. "You will understand soon enough, Alex. You will understand when I show you." And with that, the weight of her words hung in the air like an unspoken promise. As the scene ended, the camera zooms in on Alex's confused yet entranced expression. The eerie hum of the alien ship lingers in the background, and the music picks up pace, building the tension for what comes next. The audience is left wondering, what does Soraya truly want with him? And why has she singled him out? The hook is set and the story is just beginning. Alex's heart pounded in his chest, his mind a whirlwind of confusion and disbelief. The alien queen, Soraya, had claimed him, made it clear that he was the one she had been waiting for. But why? Why had she chosen him out of all the humans in the galaxy? What was this connection that he could not shake no matter how hard he tried to fight it? Every instinct told him to escape, to get back to his team, but every part of him was also drawn to her, as if some invisible force was pulling him in. The alien ship was silent now, the calm after the storm of their initial encounter. Soraya led Alex aboard her vessel, a place unlike any other. The inside of the ship was a blend of alien architecture, sleek metallic surfaces reflecting an ethereal glow, as though the very walls were alive. The air was thick with an unspoken energy, and as they moved deeper into the ship, Alex felt more out of place than ever. His team, separated from him by Soraya's command, could only watch helplessly as the Queen took their leader. Soraya led Alex through a narrow corridor, her regal presence seeming to command the very space around them. She didn't speak at first, but Alex could feel the weight of her eyes on him. There was something haunting about her beauty, her sharp features, the coldness in her eyes, and yet something warm, almost magnetic in the way she moved. Alex couldn't help but be drawn to her, despite the fact that every part of him screamed that she was dangerous. They arrived at a grand chamber, the walls adorned with symbols Alex could not decipher. Soraya stood tall, her posture unyielding, as she turned to face him. "You must understand," she began, her voice low and powerful. "I did not bring you here to harm you, Alex. I brought you here because you are the key to saving my people." Alex was taken aback by her words. He had expected everything from being taken as a prisoner to being used as a weapon. But this was something entirely different. "Saving your people?" Alex repeated, trying to grasp the meaning behind her statement. "What do you mean?" Soraya's eyes softened for the briefest of moments, as if she were trying to convey something more personal, more vulnerable. "My species is dying. We have been for generations. Our world is on the brink of collapse, and only one thing can save us: a new bloodline." She paused, letting her words sink in. "Your bloodline, Alex." Alex's mind spun with this revelation. "My bloodline? What are you talking about?" Soraya stepped closer, her gaze intense. "You are a descendant of a long-forgotten race, one that was lost to time. The blood of your ancestors is the key to unlocking the power that will save my people. But it is not just your blood that I need." She reached out and touched his arm lightly, sending a shiver down his spine. "It is you, Alex. You are the one who will give us the strength we need to survive." The weight of her words settled heavily on his shoulders. He wanted to reject her, to tell her that this was insane, that he had no part in her ancient, alien plans. But deep down, He knew he couldn't. There was a part of him, buried deep beneath the fear and confusion, that wanted to believe her, that wanted to believe that he was meant for something greater, that he could save her people, save the alien queen. But he wasn't the hero. He was just a soldier, someone who had signed up for a routine mission and never expected to find himself here, in the middle of an intergalactic crisis, tangled in a web of fate and desire. "I don't understand," Alex said, his voice strained. "How can I possibly help you? I'm just a human. What can I do?" Zoraya smiled, but it was a sad smile, one that carried the weight of years of hardship. "You have more power than you know, Alex. Your ancestors, my ancestors, designed a weapon, a power that can only be unlocked by your bloodline. I need you to activate it." The tension between them grew as Zoraya's words hung in the air. The weight of her expectations bore down on him, and Alex couldn't help but feel like a pawn in a game he didn't fully understand. What if this power wasn't something that would save her people, but something far more dangerous? What if it meant the destruction of everything he knew? "And what happens if I don't?" Alex asked, his voice steady despite the fear bubbling in his chest. Zoraya's eyes narrowed, her expression darkening. "Then my people will die, and I will not be able to save you. You will remain a prisoner in this ship for eternity, trapped by your own weakness." Her words sent a chill through Alex, a coldness that seeped into his bones. There was no going back, no escape. The only way forward was through her, and the only way to save her people was to trust her, to trust in this unknown power she claimed he held. For a moment, Alex stood frozen, his mind racing. He could feel the eyes of his team on him even though they were far away. They were counting on him to make the right choice. But what was the right choice? Was he really meant to unlock this power? Was it worth the risk? Zoraya, sensing his hesitation, stepped closer once again, her voice soft. "You are the one who can make the difference, Alex. You are the one who can save us all. I promise you, there will be no harm to your people, to your world. Only a new beginning." For a fleeting moment, Alex felt a pang of hope, a spark that grew brighter within him. Could he really be the one to save not just this alien race, but his own? The tension was palpable, every heartbeat a reminder of the decision he had to make. Alex finally nodded, the weight of his choice heavy on his shoulders. "All right," he whispered, more to himself than to her. "What do I need to do?" Zoraya's smile returned, this time not sad, but triumphant. "Come with me, Alex. It's time to awaken the power." The camera lingered on Alex's face, the mix of fear and determination clear in his eyes. The next step of their journey would not be easy, but it was the only path forward. The music swelled, hinting at the dangers and possibilities ahead. As Zoraya led him deeper into the heart of the ship, the audience was left on the edge of their seats, wondering what would come next in this high-stakes journey. Alex couldn't shake the feeling that something wasn't right. Each moment spent aboard the alien ship felt like a surreal nightmare. As Zoraya led him deeper into the vessel, she spoke of her people's ancient struggles, the looming extinction, and how only the bloodline of humanity's forgotten ancestors could restore their race's strength. But the more Alex heard, the more he felt the weight of responsibility pressing on his chest, threatening to crush him. "Are you sure about this?" Alex asked, his voice strained as he followed Zoraya down a dimly lit corridor. His steps echoed, in the silence, the uncertainty in his heart growing with every step. "You're asking me to trust you, but why should I? What if this isn't what it seems? What if you're using me?" Zoraya stopped, her glowing eyes locking onto his with a gaze that seemed to pierce straight through him. "You have your doubts, I understand," she said softly, her voice carrying a trace of sadness. "But the truth is that I've seen the destruction of my world, the loss of my people. I didn't choose you lightly. You are our only hope. The power you possess is unlike anything you can imagine." She turned, her silvery hair flowing behind her like liquid metal. "You've been chosen for a reason, Alex. Your ancestors, your bloodline, are tied to this planet. Your fate and mine are intertwined. But I need you to understand it is not just the survival of my people that is at stake. Your world, your humanity, is on the verge of a war you cannot even fathom. The power to stop it lies in your hands. Alex shook his head, his mind racing. You want me to be your weapon, he muttered bitterly. You want me to unlock this power, to use it to destroy anyone who stands in your way. You think that if I accept your plan, everything will be fine, but I'm not so sure. Zoraya stepped closer, her presence overwhelming, but her tone softer now. I do not want war, Alex. I want peace. I want a future for my people. But sometimes, to achieve peace, sacrifices must be made. She reached out and placed a hand on his chest where his heart beat wildly. The power within you can save both our worlds, but only if you are willing to fight for it. Alex recoiled slightly, pulling away from her touch, the weight of her words settling in. Fight for what? For you? For your people? He laughed bitterly, the irony cutting deep. You talk about saving my world, but I'm starting to feel like I'm being pulled into something I can't control. My loyalty is to Earth, to humanity. I don't even know if I can trust you anymore. Zoraya's eyes darkened, her expression hardening for a moment. The air between them crackled with tension. You think you have a choice, Alex? She asked, her voice sharp now, filled with a dangerous edge. You think you can just walk away from this? You think you can return to your world and leave me behind, leave my people behind? She stepped back, her hand sweeping out to gesture to the walls of the ship, the pulsating energy within it. I've sacrificed everything to get here. My people are dying. This ship is all that remains of a once thriving race. You don't know what it's like, Alex, to be the last of your kind, to watch your people fade into nothingness. This is not a choice I've made lightly. This is survival. Alex took a step back, his mind reeling. The battle within him was intensifying, the internal conflict eating him alive. Every fiber of his being told him to reject this, to walk away. But deep down he knew he couldn't. Zoraya wasn't lying. He could feel it. There was something about her, something in her eyes that told him this was more than just a mission. This was destiny. Why me? Alex whispered almost to himself. Why did you have to choose me? Why couldn't it have been someone else? Zoraya turned back to face him, her face softening for a moment. Because you are the last of the bloodline that created the weapon. Your DNA is the key. You don't understand, Alex. This isn't just about power, it's about survival. If we don't succeed, both our worlds will fall. Earth, my people, all of it. Gone. Alex closed his eyes, trying to block out the weight of her words. But the truth was undeniable. He was at the center of something far larger than himself. And no matter how hard he tried, there was no escaping it. All right, he said, his voice cracking with uncertainty. I'll do it. I'll help you. But only if you promise me one thing: no harm will come to Earth. I won't help you destroy my world. I won't help you conquer it. Zoraya's face lit up with something akin to hope. You have my word, Alex. I will not harm your world. This power, it will protect both our races. Alex swallowed hard. He had made his choice. But the battle within him wasn't over. He could feel the weight of it, the responsibility, the burden of what he was about to do. And yet, as he stood there looking into Zoraya's eyes, something inside him stirred. There was an undeniable pull toward her world, toward this power he was meant to unlock. But he knew there was no turning back. Whatever happened next would change everything. Zoraya led him deeper into the heart of the ship, her hand resting gently on his back. Alex couldn't shake the feeling that he was being led into something dangerous, something that could destroy him, or save him. As they entered the chamber where the power lay dormant, Alex couldn't help but wonder what would happen next. What would he awaken when he unlocked the weapon hidden inside him? And more importantly, who would he become in the process? The tension between them hung in the air, thick with anticipation. The battle was just beginning, and Alex had no idea how it would end. But he was about to find out. Alex stood at the heart of the alien ship, his gaze fixed on the device before him. It was a strange, intricate machine, covered in glowing symbols that seemed to pulse with a life of their own. Zoraya, standing beside him, had explained its function. This was the weapon that could save her people, a power that would give them the strength to rebuild their dying world. All Alex had to do was unlock it, but as he stood there, his fingers hovering above the machine's controls, doubt gnawed at him. His heart ached, torn between two worlds. The weight of the decision pressed down on him with the force of 1,000 suns. His loyalty had always been to Earth, to humanity. But now, here he was, standing on the precipice of something far greater. "Are you ready?" Zoraya's voice was soft, almost a whisper, yet it carried the weight of the entire galaxy. Her hand rested gently on his shoulder, and Alex could feel the warmth of her touch, a stark contrast to the coldness of the metal room. He turned to look at her, her eyes filled with a mixture of hope and desperation. She was trusting him with everything, her people, her world, and the future of her species. It was too much for any one person to bear. But it wasn't just her trust that weighed heavily on him. It was his own feelings, the strange connection he had with her, the pull he felt toward her, and the undeniable truth that if he didn't act, everything would be lost. "I'm ready," Alex said. Though his voice lacked the certainty he wished, it had. He had made up his mind, but doubt still clouded his thoughts. Would he really be able to live with the consequences of his actions? Would saving Zoraya's people mean condemning his own? With a deep breath, Alex pressed his fingers to the device. Immediately, the symbols on the machine began to glow brighter, pulsing in sync with his heartbeat. A hum filled the air, vibrating through the floor as though the ship itself were coming alive. The power was awakening, and Alex could feel it. This was no mere weapon. It was something more, a force that could change everything. But just as the machine began to fully activate, something unexpected happened. A surge of energy erupted from the device, blasting Alex backward. He hit the floor hard, the wind knocked out of him. His vision blurred, and his ears rang with the sound of crackling energy. Zoraya's frantic voice reached him, but it sounded distant, like it was coming from underwater. "Alex, no," she cried, rushing to his side. Her hand was on his chest, and through the haze of pain, Alex could feel the heat of her touch, the softness of her skin. "Zoraya," Alex breathed, struggling to sit up. I don't think I can do it. I thought I could, but no." Zoraya interrupted, her voice fierce and filled with emotion. She took his face in her hands, forcing him to look at her. "You've already done it. You've already awakened the power. We can't stop now. The weapon is activated. The future is in your hands." Alex's heart sank as he realized what that meant. There was no going back now. The power was already released, and it was far more than he had anticipated. It wasn't just a weapon. It was a force that would reshape the balance of power in the galaxy. Zoraya's people would be stronger, but Alex feared what that strength would cost. But Zoraya's eyes, her gaze, told him everything he needed to know. She wasn't just grateful for his help. She was in love with him. Her eyes were filled with a pain so deep that it was almost unbearable to witness. "I never wanted this for you, Alex," she whispered. "I never wanted you to have to make this choice, but you did it. You saved us, and now I need you to know something. You are not just the key to my people's survival. You are the reason I will fight for a future. For our future." Her words, full of raw emotion, hit Alex harder than the blast from the device. He could feel the depth of her love, the weight of the decision she had made, and the connection they shared in this moment. He had come here as a soldier, a stranger, but now he was something more. He was a part of something that transcended his own world. "I didn't want to hurt you," Alex said, his voice breaking as he reached for her hand. "But I didn't know if I could trust you or myself." Zoraya squeezed his hand, tears welling in her eyes. "I know, I understand, but you don't have to carry the burden alone. We'll face it together." But as they locked eyes, Alex knew that their story could not end like this. He had made the ultimate sacrifice. He had chosen to awaken the power, to save her people, to give them the strength they needed to rebuild. But in doing so, he had also given up his chance at a normal life. He had chosen this path, and now there was no turning back. The power surged once again, brighter than before, and Alex could feel the energy pulsing through his veins. This wasn't just about Zoraya's people anymore. It was about the universe, about the delicate balance between survival and destruction. The weapon was more than a tool. It was a living force capable of both creation and annihilation. Zoraya's hand tightened around his, as if sensing the same realization. Alex, the power is yours now. We cannot stop it, but together, we can control it. We can shape the future. Alex's heart swelled with emotion. He had made the choice. He had chosen to save her people, to unlock this power, and in doing so, he had found something he never expected. A connection, a love, and a purpose beyond anything he could have imagined. And as the light of the alien machine bathed them both in its glow, Alex knew that the road ahead would be uncertain, full of challenges and sacrifices. But whatever came next, he would face it with Zoraya by his side. Together, they had shaped their future. The final blast of energy erupted from the machine, illuminating the entire ship. In that moment, the universe seemed to hold its breath, and then the light faded. The power was fully awakened. The future was theirs to shape.